Clubhouse.
Yeah.
We be
Got
together.
addicted.
We be together.
Yep, it is so addicting right now. Like, I mean, I was at the club last night though, y'all. I
You
don't
was
know
at the
what to
club.
tell y'all. I was at the
You was at
club
the
in the
club
yacht
last night. That's
club.
it. That's
So
it.
funny when people comment on the YouTube video. I tell everyone happy clubbing.
Hello, hi.
All right. Hey, Miss Kareed, how are you? Wonderful to have you on.
Great, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. We just talking about being at the club all hours of the night.
Got the camera on, boo. Hey, beautiful.
Come on, Kareed. Come on with the camera.
See if y'all can get some more cameras on from you. That'll work. It's
Okay.
easy to teach that way.
All right, everybody.
Because I'm not moving right now.
All right.
But get the
Good deal,
move.
good deal. Okay. All right. Now I know
Now,
Miss
if you can't catch a camera on, don't. It's all right. You'll be good. But
I
if you
just
can, go ahead and cut it
That's
off.
it. Mr. Rafia is refreshed. I know she ready to cut her camera on. She had a good nap. Okay. So
Did you see the meal she had? The vegan meal she had? Did you see it with the vegan meatloaf and
Okay. I mean, she gave me a run for my money. I haven't even made a meatloaf yet. Come on
I
now.
look at
Honey,
that now.
let me tell you, honey. Let me tell you. That meatloaf put me, oh my God. I was trying to work and I was bobbing and weaving, trying to fight that sleep. But I won. I'm not going down. My son went out, but I'm not going down. But that pizza today took me out. So I just woke up. I'll
So
be back. I'll be
that's
on
what
in a
it
minute,
was.
y'all. And yeah, the pizza. That pizza. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'll be on the camera in a minute. Hold on.
She over there living the vegan life with meals that look like this not vegan. What is this?
Looking like the sinner's meat. That's what it's looking like, the sinner.
You know what,
I ain't never heard that before.
Well, that's what I call it.
I can't wait for you to get down here because you know we have a kitchen in the office, so you can teach us how to cook these vegan meals. Because I really want to learn how to cook these vegan meals.
Baby, it's going
Just
down.
let the record reflect his mentor got him transitioning with $100,000+. But anyway, keep
Woo!
Well, I'm just waiting for it to hit. I ain't see it yet. No, I know it's coming.
But yeah, I'm definitely, because I like to cook and I've been cheating. Antonio has still been vegetarian, you know, but I haven't. I've been eating meat, but I would really I like to eat. Like, I like to eat. So I would, if I can learn how to prepare it where he not always eating salads and I'm not always eating salads, and I can find another way around the meat, I would enjoy that.
But the salads is good. Matter of fact, I've been making salads this week, and I was calling it Deanna salads because your salads just look amazing. But I think it depends on what you put in it now, because the salads for this week has been a mixture of whatever that regular lettuce is, red cabbage, carrots. I've been throwing a little vegan sausage in it. And I like my hummus as my dressing because I don't like dressing, so I've been doing that, little onions and olives, so it's still a fulfilling salad and it's still really tasty as well. So I think it depends on what you put in it, and avocado as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we go. If you can text me the brand of the vegan sausage, I will be purchasing that.
Most certainly. The only thing I just say is that just remember that the little processed stuff is just a treat. It's not something that you want to have every day or what have you, but it's a treat, and it warms your spirit. So that's how I look at it.
Yes,
but I will
sir.
most certainly send you a text.
Yes,
Thank
you
you
want
very
to
much.
create most of your food because there's so much stuff they put in stuff and put a label says vegan. So you want to prepare your food and know what's in it. That makes it healthy. And also, we watch a lot of Tabitha Brown. Somebody just posted it in the
Amen.
Come on.
The
Come
male
on in the
Tabitha
room,
Brown.
baby.
Y'all just ain't met me yet.
I'm on in the room.
All right. Well, I'm super excited. I really am. Antonio has been on this journey for actually since like a year after I met him and he started coaching me. He's been on this journey and it's time. It's time. So, I'm ready to join the journey. It's
Come
time,
on over to the dark side, baby. Leave them
Yeah.
sinners alone. Leave that blood meat alone. Come get on the godly side.
Well, with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to our teacher, our mentor, our coach, the man who is changing our lives on a daily basis, the innovator, the originator. Yeah, I like that one. The originator, Mr. Antonio T. Smith G.
Thank all of you healthy food people who hijacked my class. I appreciate you. I'm just excited to have you here. I'm glad to have you here. Now we are in chapter 2 of Code of Extraordinary Mind. Vishen Lakiani, start this. Sarafia, okay, all right, Sarafia, you looking vegan, okay, all right, then. You about as fine as law. All right then. Okay.
Why,
I
thank
see
you
you.
kindly.
Yes.
Thank you so kindly.
Yes. I see you, Levon.
Okay, do you see him?
Okay. Looking like you in a Tony Braxton video.
Come on.
Yeah. I like it. I see y'all.
You missed the mini me's earlier.
With mini me's, I missed the mini me's earlier. Okay. There go Michelle Black. Y'all doing all right for yourselves. Y'all doing all right for yourselves. Well, good. We're doing chapter 2 in the Code of Extraordinary Mind. If you haven't read it, read it. And last week I went fully wide with it, so we're going to go narrow and quote a lot of stuff from the book. I'm going to move rapidly, but not in a pace to rush ourselves. There's just a lot. There's just a lot. This is the end of chapter 2, but please interrupt at any time. But every time I read something, you're going to discuss it. First reading is as follows. Where we learn much of how the world runs is based on bull blank rules passed down from generation to generation. Don't worry, I posted it in the chat. The second thing I want to talk about, as a consumer psychologist, this is in the book, Paul Marston, PhD, wrote in a paper called Memetics and Social Contagion, two sides of the same coin. Whilst we may like to believe that we consciously and rationally decide on how we respond to situations, social contagion evidence suggests that some of the time this is simply not the case. Rather than generating and having beliefs, emotions, and behaviors, social contagion research suggests that in some very real sense, those beliefs, emotions, and behaviors, they have us. We are unsure of how to react to stimulus or a situation. These theories suggest that we actively look into others' guidance and consciously imitate them. Now, before you get to running your mouth, let me break down what that means, give you an example, and open up to the floor. And when I do this, y'all should have a whole lot to say. Your thoughts, in some cases, he's nice, I'm not. In most cases, are not yours. You think your religion, you have it, but your religion has you. You think your standard for significant others, you have it, but your standards have you. You think you have your anger problems, but your anger problems have you. And where you got all of that from was you faced a situation for the first time, didn't know what to do. And somebody that you loved, not necessarily trusted, but loved, you then imitated and mimicked their behavior. And that has been your behavior just about ever since. Rewind, press play in simpler English. You didn't know how to behave when some man cheated on you until somebody you loved and trust told you, we behave like this. What if I told you that when somebody cheats on you, you don't have to get mad? Think about that. I just lost half my crowd. What if I told you that I can deal with you stealing? Oh, no. Listen to get all these slangs. What if I told you, if you lie to me, you'll steal from me? If that wasn't a saying, you wouldn't necessarily believe it.
Okay. You're right.
What if I told you that when kids talk back to you in public, in front of your friends, and them kids is your kids, you ain't got to get mad at that? I lost everybody. I lost all that. Okay, so the little crowd I had left, they gone. They gone. What if I told you that most of the stuff that angers you, somebody made you responsible for that, and you've been angry about it ever since? Think about it. Examine your own lives. You like a car because somebody told you like that car, and you didn't convince yourself this whole time that this is the kind of car you like. I like big cars, is what Law told me yesterday. Do you? Do you?
Sure do.
Okay. But was that your original thought? Ah.
Oh, well, that's something different. I mean, it wasn't until I started driving the truck that,
Okay. He was fine. He is like you. Grace like big cars. He got in somebody else's that you trust and said, you know what? My daddy may have been right about this here, is what Grace said. And if it wasn't for that, if your daddy drove flashy sports cars, you would like big cars. Or if you wouldn't, and some of you was like, yes, I would. That's okay. Or no, I wouldn't. That's because you want to be an individual so much that the only reason you like big cars is because it's in opposition of what somebody tells you. But the truth is, get ready, Grace, you haven't made up your own mind since you were 2. Go ahead, Grace. Are we talking now? I mean, y'all talking now.
Oh, I can't remember the year, but my dad went with me to a car dealership, and my heart was set on this particular car. I can't remember the name of the car, but I know it was a Dodge. And I like gadgets and stuff, so it had gadgets in the car. That's the reason I wanted the car. But I went to the dealership and told the guy I wanted this type of car. It was a compact car, 4-door car. He said, "Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, we have this over here. I think you may like it." And I looked over, and it was an SUV, red rims, everything. My dad told me, when I saw the look on your face, I knew we weren't leaving until we got you that SUV. And so ever since then, so I'm like, Law, when I hopped in the SUV, then I was like, oh, okay, these big cars ain't bad ain't that bad. So that's what got me liking big trucks.
What's really gonna blow your mind is when you break down why you like gadgets. Say it on the mic.
I don't know why I like gadgets.
Who taught you to like gadgets? Was it that you couldn't play with the big kids? That somebody put gadgets in front of you so you can play with yourself? Well, I'm not saying it was that, but think about it. You're the younger sibling, aren't you?
Yes.
So it's probably safe to say that you couldn't go play with big sister. No, you gotta say that on the mic.
Right.
Okay. So girl, get this little shiny thing. and play with just play amongst yourself. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all only like Disney Channel because your mama wants you to stop all that doggone running around the house.
Yeah.
Found the first bright and colored kid thing on TV and it happened to be Disney Channel, and there it is. All of a sudden, you like Disney Channel. Go ahead, Law.
I was gonna ask now what if you don't like gadgets? Because I can't stand gadgets. But now that you mentioned the whole Disney Channel thing, because I love cartoons. But when my father used to carry us to his nighttime job, because he worked 24 hours, we was always in front of the TV. So I love cartoons,
You know what I'm
movies, and
saying?
all that thing.
All right. So you and Michelle both set yourselves up. I'm gonna deal with you first.
Law,
What? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Phil.
you can't stand gadgets.
I just like the gadgets. I don't know. Because for
What do
me,
you think
it's
the business you work in? What do you think you sell on a regular basis?
why you think I'm leaving? I'm tired of teaching people.
You sell the ultimate gadget. These phones we carry around. That is the ultimate gadget.
Yeah, absolutely right. And it comes to me naturally, but in reality, I get bored of things fast, which is why I can't be a video gamer because I won't have a long attention span for that. It doesn't work.
So you were really torn on the cartoon Mr. Gadget. You didn't know what to do with that.
Pretty much.
That was actually my cartoon, Inspector Gadget, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. But look, Michelle keep trying to clean it up and she keep messing up. She don't even know. She making it worse. She don't even know. She just making it worse. Let's go back to Law because Phil hit a good point. You don't like gadgets. Law, do you not like gadgets? Or did foster care make you conditioned to know that you were never going to get gadgets? And if you wanted to survive the day without committing suicide, you had to have lower expectations of things you were going to get in your life.
Now, why you gotta go and do that? I mean, that would make more sense. I guess that's why for me, spending more than like $50 on any article of clothing, it's just like, no, we ain't doing that. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I'm finna go get Michelle now. Okay. Michelle, I just heard you this morning say, I've been big my whole life. So do you like SUVs? Or did the people who told you was big your whole life put a standard of spaciousness around you, and that's why you like SUVs? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying we have to actually think about these things. Go ahead.
Hell no. I just like big cars. That's all.
Why so, though?
It's spacious. Oh, I see what you're trying to get at because I'm a big girl. I'm thick. I want to make sure I got a lot of space. Screw you, Antonio.
First of all, I like them big. That's number one. All right. So I'm not opposed to the BBW. That's number one. Okay. Number two is I'm just trying to get y'all to go back into your mind and see what ideas are yours because they're yours. So
but that is my idea because I'm not trying to be a thick, big girl in a small car.
Okay, so you can't say that. So you just killed
that don't look
your
right.
idea right now. Okay, hold on, wait. You just killed your idea. I was trending to believing that was your idea, but once you said I'm not trying to be a big girl, you lost your whole argument. Because are you a big girl? Or are you a big girl to the dominant society's standard of beauty? Because there are a lot of places in the world you would not be big.
Oh, you make me so sick.
I know. As soon as you said, I was ready to agree with you, but as soon as you said that, you lost it.
Well, overall, you are correct. I see where you're going, but I've always loved space. Even when I lost all my weight at one point, I still love space. Unless you're gonna say my mom mentality was still in thickness. So even though I lost all my weight, that's the reason why I still like space.
No, if you was big and you had all that sweat in places you ain't want to have sweat, that'd make you like space. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that would be your thought, because ain't nobody got time to be taking 4 baths a day. I understand. Growing up in Texas big can be something. You understand? That'll change your mind on itself. That'll change your mind on itself. I can't tell you how many times that the women in our old offices, we still got it, but we don't use it too much. They kicked me out the room and said, "Hold on, get out." And they would stand by the AC and they would go, because all the women around me are top heavy, and it was too hot to have all that under boob sweat, and they would kick me out the office to let the AC cool them down. Y'all know I ain't lying, because I don't how I think like that. I got to be taught that. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I would have to honestly say you're not lying, because I need to be able to be in the privacy of my big car and spread these legs, because they top heavy, I'm bottom heavy.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that makes sense. So now I'm back to agreeing with you that big cars are your idea. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm in full agreement with her again, because in Texas it's hot. She's bottom heavy. Ain't nobody got time to be walking around smelling like Whataburger. Well, y'all don't know what that is. Smell like Burger King with extra onions. You understand?
We know about Whataburger.
Down
Just ain't
yonder.
here.
Yeah, not down yonder.
Okay. All right. All right. Think about it. So that makes sense. So I'm going to agree with you, Michelle. That's your original idea. Congratulations. Just stay away from, I'm a big girl, because you're not. You're not. There are plenty of communities that you're not a big girl at all.
What's it called then?
Voluptuous.
Oh,
You're fine, baby. You fine.
Childbearing.
okay. Oh, those childbearing days are over. Oh,
Wife.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know. Wife.
Renaissance.
Yes. Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. Remember, y'all, just 40 years ago. Let me make sure. 40 years ago. No, I gotta go back further. It's 1980. Oh, no. It changed in 1980. It changed in 1970. Just when what's his name? Sean Connery, rest his soul, right? He just died. Was playing Bond. That was the standard of sexy.
That was a fine. That was my boyfriend. I'm sorry, that man was old.
Let me tell you something. He fine in heaven right now. God had to make up new rules. God had to say, angels, just stop it. Just stop it. You know what, angels, sit down. Right now. He fine in heaven. I understand. But then the 70s changed. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van, well, it's 80s. Jean-Claude Van Damme in the 80s. They all changed. Remember, Bruce Willis almost wasn't casted for Die Hard as an action figure because he was a romantic comedy person on TV series. TV series. I don't know if y'all know that, but you just gotta study stuff like me. The standard of sexy man has changed. Now it's all, and no, not anymore. Wait a minute. It went from, y'all know who Mussolini is? He's a fascist. It went from big guy, no muscles, chest out, to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, those guys. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all remember all them. Y'all remember the movies in the 80s. If 500 people didn't die in 45 minutes, it wasn't a blockbuster hit. You understand what I'm saying? But now, guess what's sexy about men now? It done flipped on y'all again. You know what's sexy about men now? And I kid you not. Well, Grace is sexy. This is, I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. The two things that's sexy is depending on what kind of woman you are. The dad body or the big boy and the beard. I'll wait.
How about old boy on Thor off of the Avengers?
Well,
Remember when his
he's sexy in any generation. He's sexy.
and Jason Momoa and Aquaman.
Okay, well, there you go.
Sense of humor. Sense of humor. That's sexy.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
He makes me laugh. And Jessica from Roger Rabbit.
That's
Remember
right.
Jessica?
She sure did say that.
She was the hottest tune in Toonville. And they go, Jessica, you're the hottest tune in Toonville, Roger. And then they cut a shot to Roger in the record going, blee, blee, blee. And she goes, he makes me laugh.
That's it. He sure did. I love that movie too. That daggone law. That daggone law is just too much. Law, I mean, Michelle Law agree with everybody you named out. You understand? Everybody you named out. Now, let's process. I do believe Michelle, that's her original thought. Look, Grace in some SUV. How tall are you, Grace?
I am 5'1".
You're already losing this argument, okay? And Grace, how much do you weigh? I hate to ask you that, but since you physically fit, but since you fine and sexy, you wouldn't mind. Go ahead.
About 150.
All right, 5'1", 150. And she holds her weight thickly. You understand? She's got the track thighs and the figure where it shouldn't be. Now, it don't make no sense, Corinne, that she 5'1" in a 12-foot car. Somebody had to influence that. The car salesman did, but you know what really influenced it? Grace, if you're gonna date your man, how tall would that man be?
Taller than 5'1".
Okay. All right. Do you want to evenly kiss this man, or you want to get on your tiptoes a little bit?
Tiptoe.
All right. The same reason why Susan chose 6'2" Phil, I believe is what he is. How tall are you? No, that's 6'2".
5'9".
5'9". All right, 5'9". And Susan is her height. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay. Now, it's because we have this longing. Susan and Grace and anybody else, you always wanted the experience of tall. So while it seems like opposites attract, you understand? Then that's why you get the 5'9" or the 6'12" SUV bus that you want to drive. You understand? Now, I'm not trying to be law of attraction esoteric here at this moment. I'm just trying to tell you, somebody put in your head, Grace, it would be better if you're taller. Is this true?
Well, okay. So I've always been the smallest, the shortest everywhere.
Let me. If you need to get the canned goods out the cabinet, does that make you feel good or make you feel bad?
Bad.
So when I said somebody made you have the experience of feeling tall, I didn't mean one particular person. I meant society. Right? Society itself said, Grace, be tall. But Reggie wants the experience of being short. It's why the women that he would date are always shorter than him. Because he bumps his head when he walks indoors. He gets in your car and can't breathe. Reggie's 6'6". He gets in her car. Her big old SUV is too small for Reggie. You understand what I'm saying? All of your thoughts are not your thoughts. What my point is, before we move on, is Corinne said, Mr. Prince Charming. My point is, all of you need to reevaluate the current behaviors that you have, because everything I just named, with the exception of Michelle wanting to, I believe she said, have her thighs breathe, okay? With the exception of that one example, the rest of you have been following Bruce. I was nice. I gave you all laughter examples. Would you like me to go harder? Grace, unmute your mic. Tell them why you are a Christian.
Because my parents are.
Thank you so much. Your awareness is so great. Grace, what denomination of Christianity are you?
Baptist.
And you chose to be Baptist, didn't you?
No.
But you die-hard Baptist, ain't you?
Yes.
And so you didn't choose your religion and you didn't choose your denomination, but you're willing to die for it.
Yep.
Who else is like that? Come on, somebody.
Come on, Grace. I'm all right with you, but that's some. That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't that was a brew all day, man. I don't even want to go to Christmas tomorrow because I'm gonna tell people about some brews. Oh man, yeah, I love y'all. Great, and I'm only 5'1 3/4, and I've been that size since 6th grade. So in 5th grade, I think I was tall, and then it happened, and then we went away. And then I went from the back of the line to the front of the line. And I'm still that size today, 43. And I ain't never wanted to be tall. And I tell this big guy that I know here is 6 something that everything need to be down on the floor. Because they ain't up there, I can't get it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But listen to what she said. Big guy here. Since she always wanted to be big, just like pretty much everyone else, all right, she attracted big. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I seen his big behind and I cussed him out. And that's what happened. So he was attracted to me. He wanted to be little.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. It's exactly why men like me would get with soft, colorly women like Deanna. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm longing for the nurturer. Okay, I'm longing for the nurturer. Is this making sense to you? Because I'm it doesn't make sense, LaVon, for me to get with another. I mean, that's it. We gonna kill each other, right? So first disagreement, we both gonna die that day, right? It don't make no sense. And somebody has to, has to balance this thing out. Well, Grace, that was a fantastic. Thank you for your transparency. Grace just admitted that her religion was not her choice. Her denomination was not her choice, but she's willing to die for it. She's willing to die for somebody else's choice. And if I ask Grace, Grace, is your mama and your daddy Christian? Grace?
Yes.
Is your mama and your daddy Baptist?
Yes.
And did they choose?
Mom did.
Okay, interesting choice there. Mom did. Why?
Because dad. I believe because dad.
So where did mom come from?
Episcopalian.
All right, that does make a difference. She did choose to be Baptist. Now she just so Baptist though. She couldn't do half that stuff over there, right? She's so Baptist. So her mother chose, but your daddy was already Baptist, and she chose to follow her man. And he better have put a ring on it and stayed faithful, and he did. Good job for him. How long your parents been married?
45 years.
Come on, we can clap for that, y'all. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's Phil and Susan numbers.
All right now.
45 years, yeah. 45 years, that is. They're gonna die at the same time.
Yeah. Don't say that. But that's
I'm sorry. They're gonna die at the same time 50 years from now. There you go. Let me finish that story. Yeah. Okay. Yes. They're gonna die 50 years from now at the same time because they in their 60s, right?
Mom is 69, dad 75.
Oh yeah, 50 years is good. That'd be 125 so that's good. That's good. That's it. All right. I did well. They ain't gonna want to be a lot that long, except for Phil. Phil gonna hit 130. Now, can y'all see how much Grace is 40 years old? She said that before, so I'll say it. 40 years old. And what percentage of your life would you say has been before pandemic? Okay. Before pandemic, what percentage of your life from birth to before pandemic, February 2020, what percentage of your life did Christianity and Baptist have a hold of your life?
100%.
You just say 100. I thought I was. Is it really 100? I know.
No, you said had a hold of my life.
As in, how much of your?
Oh, sorry.
How much of your life did you like? Volume spent in time. You know what I'm saying? How much did y'all pray over your meals? How much did you pray in school or whatever? How much did you go to choir practice, go to drill team practice, go to church on Sunday, go anything like that? Okay. All the way to February. What percentage?
Before pandemic. Okay, we'll knock it back to 80.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So everybody process this information. Grace. See, I'm finna get y'all. I'm telling you, I'm finna get y'all. I can see y'all trying to act like this ain't y'all. Grace spent 80% of her life living somebody else's thoughts for her. That is the definition of brew.
It hurt.
Okay, all right. Who said that?
It's Adrian. Mm-hmm. Because every time, y'all, this is real for me because you ain't lying, man. Mm-hmm. Before pandemic, I've been crying all day because it's like I'm almost disappointed. I don't even know who or what. Well, I can say you before pandemic, I can say 97%. I'm almost embarrassed because I don't have too much to stand on. But what I made out of the disappointment, like you said, of being ousted and stuff. Like I did it on my own, but I was ousted. So,
Well, let me bless you right here real quick, though, because what I could tell what's happened to you is somebody, and it's not, let me, before you disagree with me, somebody through experience or somebody through words, doesn't matter. You understand? Let me define through experience. Through experience, as in somebody in your atmosphere gave you the experience of. Somebody through words that you trusted told you this. So what you now have is a negative connotation of church, and you don't have to. Somebody through experience taught you church is negative, that 97% of you was negative, or told you through words because you trust them, church was negative. And it doesn't have to be. I'm not defending the church. I'm just simply saying you just freed yourself from one brew, but still following the other brew. Because it doesn't have to be negative. Why? Because there is nothing on planet Earth negative.
Amen.
There you go. You get it?
Yeah,
clap for Adrian. Clap for Adrian real quick. That's the deal. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you what I like about Adrian, and many people need it. She's gonna continue to grow very fast, and I'll let you finish, Adrian. And I'll get you locked. Adrian, once you introduce a fact to Adrian that does not fit in her reality, Adrian eats that fact and changes her reality almost instantaneously. She does. There's only 1% of the world that does that. So I fully expect her to get to the top 1% pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right. Shout out to you, Adrian. Did you want to say something else?
No, just when you speak, just know that, it's sad because the one lady I used to sing. So because I was like one of the little minions, that's why I call myself little minion. But every time, like, they were my choir director she's about 92 and she is my best friend. And when I started to realize like things, I would call her and she would be so comforting to know that she really instilled this lie in me, and she learned it because her son went to a whole nother church, and started saying, well, Mom, you ain't got to do this. And Mom, you ain't got to do that. So she actually is seeing it even older than me. But everybody, like my parents, like my mom and them, like I said, whatever. Deanna told me something that I was like, everybody said it, but I heard her the other day when she said it and I received it. The book, like I said, the book every day is like everybody is going to see something in this book. Now, I was struggling with the book, like I told y'all the other day, but the reason why I'm really breathing expressingly is because you're right, Antonio. When people say things to me, like I've been told, I had a teacher that told me this standing on his head in 1995 when he let me know that the public school and the Western civilization had lied to me. It was the first time ever I had heard it. I've heard it many and many a times before, but the walk that I have come through, the mess that I went through, the loneliness and the, that whole self thing, and then to come out of it and then meet you guys,
Right.
and then go to that studio and hear the man talk about Jesus like he did, I was just like, okay. So even if I wanted to fight it, I came back and you switched the whole, like you say the APS does what we do, and people say something and you do it. Like law might have asked for it, but it was everything. When you started talking, I was just like, oh my God. You really got me here, God, for a reason. Not to say that I've been lied to or anything, but there is a reason why I'm here. And these classes, like I said, I'm so glad. Listen, they ain't getting Christmas like they supposed to get Christmas because y'all was Christmas today, because this is everything. If they don't know about a gift, you are the gift. You are the gift. You are. And I just
I appreciate you.
Grace
No.
said
I
80.
got you.
I'm gonna tell you 97, and I swear to God. Look, I swear to God.
I got you.
The rest of this thing is gonna be not about a lie, but it's gonna be about making it all solid.
Yep.
So that our kids will do this thing right. The same way we met those baby millionaires this morning, all kids are gonna even just like your kids are gonna be the leaders. I envy that. I said that the other day. Your kids are going to be so much further than a kid that thinks that they got it in school.
Yep.
Your kid's going to look at them and say, no, bro, you can't even say that. And it's really like we're in right now. It's going to be a discourse. But the way that we're doing it right now is I see years. And I used to be able to talk about years and people used to think I was crazy. I don't even have to talk years anymore. Because now they're just going to be manifested through books. I just want to write.
No, you get. I get you. You ain't the only one struggling with that. Let me tell you what people have a tendency to do. You have a tendency to hear Grace, hear Adrian, and then hide behind Grace and Adrian. You feel what I'm saying? Basically, here's what Adrian said. She didn't say this, but let me tell you what she said. If she had my awareness, she would have said, "Man, I'm living by the bruise of the negativity of the church because the church abused me." Antonio, I discovered here, I can't verbalize it, but my heart, my soul knows it, that I went through physical abuse as a child, emotional abuse with my mother. I've been through physical abuse. I put myself in bad situations. And I had no idea that the whole reason I did all that is because of the spiritual abuse I went through. That all came from the church and church people. It's what Adrian said.
And that is so good. I want to just be able to put it in like just like that. But that is so true.
No doubt. So what you have to do is find a way to recognize that all that abuse, all that everything was, there's prepositions here, for your good. I don't mean that as a scripture because we overuse that scripture and it seems like I'm saying, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Adrian, everything work out for your good, which is basically me saying, shut up. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is you are now qualified to talk to people Levon can never talk to.
Yes.
And only you can do it. That's why God got goons. Uh-oh.
Come on now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I went right after that driveway.
Yes. There you go.
I went right down the street, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Come
Only
on, bro.
you can talk to goons. Ain't nobody else here qualified. Well, Seraphia may be qualified. She's a goon herself, right? But besides you and
I be
Seraphia,
listening to her. Look, and I listen to her on the low every day. I be in her background and all that. I be listening.
Yeah. So that's what y'all have to do. You have to recognize that all that BS, all that bruise that people put you under now has you qualified to talk to people that you would never be qualified to talk to. And that is why your book is life-saving, Adrian. Without multiple sclerosis, you would just be normal. Without the abuse of your mother, you wouldn't even be anointed. David was anointed because his father did not want him to be king. You understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all are anointed because people didn't want you to be. God said, let me put a table in front of you and watch you have to watch Adrian get these blessings.
Say so.
Y'all hear what I'm saying? Tyranny, do you hear what I'm saying? Some of you only go through what you go through so you can be qualified to make sure nobody else got to. Come on, Queen, let me hear from you and I get law.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. I'm feeling you. Absolutely. I'm feeling you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you, Queen.
Why you called me out, I don't know, but I receive it. I receive it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Queen. I appreciate you. Y'all, if it wasn't for the trash can, I'd never know the rules of money. The reason why all my stuff works and all my ideas work is not because I'm smart, but because I was in a trash can. And every day I had to sell myself as a kid to eat 75-cent moon cookies so I wouldn't die. And you start learning what works and doesn't. I've been a closer since I was 6. And the reason why I know all these sales strategies is not because I read them in a book. Every time I teach you, I got some made up method. I just call it the 1, 2, 3. I ain't got no word for it. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just know how this works. Everybody else got these little acronyms and these cool ways of saying it. I'm saying, no, Levon, if you want to eat today, do this. She said, I hollered. Come on, Law, let me hear from you.
Okay, so I have an understanding of some of these, I guess, references or what have you, but I'm not really connected to it because that wasn't my upbringing per se. So I don't really connect to how people can be so affected by, I guess how your parents condition you, or if you go into the religion side, how impactful that is. So could you help me connect a little more? Because
sure
that
can.
just,
Because for you, it's not religion and it's not parents. That didn't bother you. It's siblings for you. Let me help you out here. Let me help you connect the dots. See, Law grew up in foster care with his siblings. And if anybody was supposed to have his back, it should have been his siblings. Oh, Lord, there I go again, meddling. Okay, you understand? I'm so glad you asked, Law. That's what she said. So for Law, It's not the church, man. Right? Ain't had nothing in there. It ain't parents because I mean, thank you for coming back, but I still. By the time you came back, I was grown. And you came back at 12, and I'm 20, Mama. But thank you, though. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, right.
Thank you, though. No, thank you. I appreciate you. But who was supposed to have Law's back? Why? Because Law had to step up and take care of them. And when it was time for somebody to take care of him, they left him in his house for 2 years, disabled. Am I talking, Law?
You are. It's interesting that you put in those words, right? Because I'm thinking back to dating this guy, what have you, right? He worked in the social service realm, right? And because he works in that realm, I thought he had a better understanding of my upbringing or what have you. But then, lo and behold, again, didn't have my back. And now he tried to come back, and I'm just like, I got to deal with you differently because I thought you understood my upbringing, but yet you still made the same mistakes as everyone else did in my life. So I no longer view you in the same way. So I can't just pick up where we was and be all, buddy. It don't work for me in that aspect.
Yeah, no, you know what? I got a similar story. When I got out the Army, I tried to date this girl who worked for CPS. It's a big deal for me. I'm like, oh man, you understand the struggle.
Right.
Yeah, you understand. Oh man, you a hero. She was a hero to me. And she was fine. Let me just tell you. She's like Shaquita and Deanna mixed up together. I mean, she was just, you understand? Just, I mean, look here. And so I took her to the Galleria. That's
my favorite part.
Okay, yeah.
I love me some Galleria.
Yeah. So I didn't gotta explain it. Galleria is historically Galleria. And we sat down. We had a good time walking around that whole doggone mall. I was tired. I spent the last of my money too. And let me tell you what this motor scooter did. Sat down and I asked her about CPS. And you know why she was in CPS? To put men, to take babies from deadbeat men and deadbeat parents because she couldn't stand it. Especially men. We are not the same, ma'am. Okay? As much as my parents did not qualify to keep me, I still would have stayed with them and all that stuff. Listen, I know. Let me show y'all my brokenness, okay? Let me show you my brokenness. So Adrian ain't the only one, and Law ain't the only one on the samurai sword and Grace. Okay, let me jump on this sword freely. I know I was supposed to go through that and be separated. I know, because it made me who I am, but I don't give a damn. I don't. I know that it worked out for my good. I get them scriptures, Tyranny. Don't quote them to me. I still wanted to grow up with my mama and my daddy. I don't care what you say. Don't even make no sense that y'all think I sit here right now and all whatever I am and think that I said, you know what? Antonio, what would you change about your life if it was anything? Everything. I would change everything. Everything. I didn't want to be taken from my parents. I didn't want to be given up. So now me and you dating and you trying to take people from, we are not the same. You fine for nothing is what I said to myself. I can relate. Say receive. I can relate. I don't want kids taken from their parents. I want parents to get their act together. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how can we do that? I don't want segregation. I want reform, parental reform. Can you not cuss these kids out? Can we not come home? Can we not make Law 6 years old, babysit the baby because the baby won? Now here, law changing diapers at 6 professionally.
Babysitting all my life.
You understand what I'm saying? No, but it makes sense though. Let me tell you. So Sarafia said, "Wow." She said, "Right, I was 5." That means Law and Sarafia both were the firstborn. And if Law wasn't, he was just the first one with maturity.
I was the first one mature because I was not the firstborn. They still think I'm the eldest.
So let me tell you how the elder psychologically, this is how it works. How many of you are firstborn? Let me hear that real quick. Let me see if I'm doing this here.
Me.
Me.
All right, who said me? That's a lot of me's on this call.
I'm about to say
Oh, that's almost half the call.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Wow.
Antonio.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
These rules. And then our parents found out that it didn't really work with the first one. So then they switched it all up with the next one.
Didn't they? By the time they got to the last one, you can't no more.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
like we the ones that messed it up. And I'm looking at my little brother like, listen, bro.
No, that's right. That's right. Go ahead, Phil, and then hold on real quick, Sarafia. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, the first child, you sterilize everything. The second child, you wipe it off. And the third child shares the bottle with the dog. Now, I'm all 3.
Kids, right? Well, I was just saying you got 5.
5 kids and 6 grandkids. I'm all 3. I was the third child from my biological mother by the time she was 18 by 3 different guys. Mother. Well, now I get my sex drive. My adopted sister, who was 5, died when I was 2. So there I was the second child. And at 2 o'clock, when I was 2, after she died, they adopted another little boy. So I was the first child. So I was all 3.
Wow. That is an extremely unique life, that's for sure. So keep your mic unmuted, Sarafia. Let me just say this to be in the same energy with you. The firstborn child, psychologically, what the parents do is put the attributes of the parent on the firstborn child. That's what we do. We say, you're the oldest, right? And you're more responsible, and go over there and do parental duties with your little brother or your little sister. Okay. So that's what's happening there psychologically. So why is the older sibling always bossy? Because, well, hell, they told her to be bossy. They said, Sarafia, act like me when I'm not here. Well, that's different story right now. Let me let Sarafia talk before you just steer the whole conversation off the highway. Thelma and Louise over there. She just went straight Thelma and Louise. Just okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead,
so
Sarafia.
I have to go backwards because of your last statement.
Sure.
So I only have one child. So with my son, I refuse to put all that responsibility on my son. So I was the mother, I wasn't trying to make him my homeboy, none of that. He was the son, and he developed, like a child, even though he got into stuff through family. Family is, sometimes family can be bittersweet. But with my son, I made sure he knew what he know what to do as he was growing up to be a young man. He was spoiled probably those first 7 years. Yeah. But I taught him responsibility, but I didn't want him to feel like he had to take, I just lied. Wow.
Uh-oh. Come on. Talk to me. No, I like
just
that.
Lied.
I like that.
My son. God, dog it.
Because I was going to ask you a question, but keep on going.
What? Let me tell you what. Oh, wow. Okay. My baby sister got pregnant at 14. Reverse. Hold on. First question. When you were talking about, and Law was talking about being taken from your mom. I've been in foster care. I've been in the shelter and all that, but we were a little bit older. But one thing, you want to be with your parents. Doesn't matter what they're doing. And I remember I climbed out the window because I was old enough to know where my parents lived. And I literally walked all night long on a highway. Everything was almost kidnapped. A man tried to pick me up late in the hour. Matter of fact, I got in the car. I was so tired, and he began to go the opposite way. And I remember I had to jump out the car on the highway, but I wanted my mom. I didn't want to be in foster care. So yes, you want your parents. Second thing that you were talking about, the oldest child, my mom and dad, they were addicts very bad. And so I started changing diapers at 5. I was 5. My sister was 2. And from there, I took care of them. So then the sister had the baby. So my sister had her babies. My son was the only son. So this is where I just lied and didn't realize, like, put some brakes on it. Because when my sister had her children, she just kept having them every 2 years. So now my son became the oldest child, and he had to help me with my sister's siblings. So I ended up passing the baton, not even knowing what I had did. And it made us struggle. I'm still trying to bounce back because my credit just got jacked up so bad because I'm trying to take care of 4 children. I'm in my 20s. I was 23 when I got the second child. I was 25 when I got the third child, and I was 26. So I had 4 children, but I was 26 and I only gave birth to 1. And so I had to create an atmosphere, but it pushed away my baby. And so, but the family got a hold of my baby and showed him how to sell dope and all this kind of stuff. So I lost my child for from age 12 to age, I think his full turnaround, he was probably 22. So me being here, my son is it's the grace of God, the power of praying parent, truly. But I just wanted to say everything that y'all just said, I have lived it, and it is so true. So I just want to share that.
Now, up to this point, no, thank you so much. I clap for her. That's a big deal. I almost ran over that. Yeah. She didn't realize she did that, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's not something we do. It's just this common sense thing, right? It's common sense to say, son, you older than them, go be responsible. But it's a rule. It's just one of those rules that's so common.
I need you to explain that because I don't get that term either.
Rule is bullshit rules.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes, it is a rule that you're following that's just a bunch of BS. Some rules are good. So I was going to save that a little bit towards the end, but I'll say you now. Grace, Deanna, unmute your mics. I'll mute mine and ask before, hold on, don't do it yet. Tell them what I let y'all do.
Take naps.
That's it. Take naps.
Hold on. So let me rephrase quick. Tell them what I let y'all do as women.
You support us. You uplift us.
It's always her that do that. Stop. You stop talking. Grace.
You let us wait until you open the car door.
Okay, there you go. Do I let you, or you ain't got no choice?
Oh yeah, I have no choice. We don't have a choice.
Yeah,
what all y'all get to do around her?
Not pump gas, not take out the trash, not open car doors, not open doors.
Not lift up anything heavy. When we go to the grocery store, when we come back, we're only supposed to come in the house because you go back out to the car and the office. I'm so used to saying house. You go out and you pull all the groceries out the car. Even in the mornings when we come to the office, I don't carry my backpack. I only carry my purse. And if I reach for my backpack, you look at me cross-eyed, and it's the same as leaving. We don't do anything that requires us to do manual labor in a way that requires us to lift, bend, anything.
Tierney like, child, where he at? See how you get all this trash back here. Do y'all take out the trash?
No. So much to the point now where when my son is with me, if I pull the trash, I tell him, hey, go take out the trash. And he's 5, and he'll pick up the bag, which is like 3/4 his size, almost his size, and he'll go take it out your trash can, and he'll come back happily that he took the trash out.
And he proud because I got around here, badge of honor is to serve women. And Chris just fell right in. He had no choice. Did Chris have a choice?
No.
And if y'all try to take out the trash without exaggeration, what's gonna
happen? We gonna get cussed out.
Okay, smooth cuss, real cuss words. It won't even be, polite ones. I'm just telling you. Now, I'm not saying this to say I'm a good person. I'm saying there are some brews that work out. Doing all that for women is most certainly a brew. It's most certainly a brew. But I like that brew, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I didn't say all brews are bad. Because to make sure LaVon is treated like the queen that she is, that's a good brew. I'm gonna make sure that happens. Corinne said, facts, so that's too much. Too much or not, let me tell you. You get around me and you open up your door, we're gonna have a problem. You understand? I am. I'm gonna let you know.
I love it. I
I'm
be making people who don't know me open the door. I go into stores, I stand right there. You
Yeah, I
better
know
come on out,
that.
open this door.
Walk up the door and just stand there. Is you coming? Yeah, I don't play. And there are other brews that y'all can think of that are actually blessings to society. I still believe in chivalry. You understand? And I may be stuck in the wrong era. You know, I should have been born in 1500 or something. But there's a strong point here being made. You don't have to kill all your behaviors. While some of your behaviors are brews, some of them serve humanity, and that's okay. You get it? So if you love the Lord, love the church, and that makes you a really good person, congratulations. Keep doing that. You get it? But if it make you a judgmental person, oh man, we got some evaluation to do. We got some evaluation to do. You understand? If you are black and you like to date white, or white and you like to date black, and it's just because your preference and you don't alienate the race that you're not dating, congratulations. You're doing a good job. But if you, I'm just talking about black men, ain't too many here. Let me just, yeah, get on my nerves with this here. I'm sorry. This is it. Just allow me, in this moment, soapbox happening right now. But if you're a black man dating white women and then pushing down black women, we got a problem, sir. Because you don't have to push nobody down to justify your preference. If you're gay, be gay. You ain't got to say women was mean to you. Just be gay, assuming you're a gay male. You get what I'm saying? I'm serious. Just appreciate what you are without pushing down. You don't have to knock people's legs down so you can be taller than them. Go ahead, Locke.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because I think back to occasions when I am gay. No, I'm kidding. No, I believe in chivalry 100%. And even running in the circles, you know, there's some gay men who, you know, still classify themselves beforehand. And I always think that, you know, you should hold a door for women. You should take out the trash. Why not? It goes in the same aspect of what you're saying, because it should be that way.
Bro, I still get up when women excuse themselves from the table. You know, Deanna just figured it out. She didn't even know I did that. She just say it on the mic.
I never paid attention to that until he just said it. When we go out, when we have like business dinners, or if we're that, because that's mainly the only time he really goes for business dinners. COVID. And he's an introvert. Every time I get up from the table, he stands up. And if he even sees me inching about to stand up, he actually stands up before I do, and he pulls out my chair. And when he sees me coming back, he stands up and he pulls out my chair. I just realized that when you said that, like, he actually does that every time, without it being said, without it being mentioned.
Word up. I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer you private messenger here in a second. Word up. Now think about this. Where'd that come from? That's a total rule, y'all, that I'm following. But I like it. I like it for two reasons. I like it because it just serves humanity. But that ain't why I follow it, Phil. That's not why I follow it. I swear to you, this is the truth. It's why I am most certainly a visual learner. I think that's my. It has to be a gift. It's just I see it, I remember it, it's over. But that's not why. That's not the way I prefer to learn. I have a preference over my natural gift. Every time somebody asks a question, I say, "What? Can you read it to me?" Yeah. I could look at it, but I want you to read it to me because I like that way. I read audiobooks a lot. Why? It's simple. And I listen to podcasts. In my trash can, I kid you not. So you're talking about 80, 86, 87, 88, 9, 90. In my trash can. It was sitting across from the projects, but the projects were split in two. The on the So both projects, it's one project called Palm Terrace, but they were split in two. It went from 45th Street all the way to 41st Street. 41st to 43rd was the younger folk because that was the newer building. So we called it Palm Terrace and Old Palm Terrace. The old Palm Terrace had the older folk. And my trash can, my dumpster was by the older folk. And one of them older folk I don't know how, they always listen to talk radio. And what would put me to sleep at night or give me some sanity was listening to them at radio. I don't know if y'all know talk radio I'm talking about. I still, if I ever listen to the radio, I go to an AM station and try to find me a talk radio channel. I'm so weird, but it's in at this point it's a term of endearment. You get what I'm saying? Like it's so when I think about it, I don't think about talk radio. I think about what saved my life. You know what I'm saying? And all those shows on talk radio all had chivalry in it. All of it. Like I could make this up if I tried. If you feel in Susan age, anybody else, you know what I'm talking about. All of them had that. The crime, the crime novels, they all had it in there. It doesn't matter. So as I never had role models. So what did I do? I picked everywhere things that I would become in my head. I wasn't trying to do this. It's just like any other kid. Oh, I'm gonna act like this person when I get in this situation. I started off with the statement. Your behaviors are not yours. Okay, remember, it's in the chat. I started with the statement. Behaviors are not yours. I repost it real quick. And it's the last line that gave everything away. I never tried to say it was bad. But look, it says, when we are, right after the ... When we are unsure of how to react, a stimulus or a situation, these theories suggest that we actively look to others for guidance and consciously imitate them. I kept imitating the people on the talk radio. So my chivalry comes from 1950s, 60s, 70s. I don't know what the guy was listening to. I don't even know if it was a guy, but that was all. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. The good evening, and then it has all all the stuff in the background. Tonight episode of whatever last week we found ourselves, all that stuff like that, right? And it would just be this story. It would just be this. I'll show y'all just how much, and most of them were crime and mystery. The who killed who in the dining room type stuff. I'll show you. I'll show you just how strong that's in me. So here's my Audible account. If you go to my library, this is my Audible account. Hi, Antonio. If you go to my library, matter of fact, make sure I change. I don't want to miss right before we leave, just make sure I change this card on here. Update it. I don't want to miss my credit because it's tomorrow. Yes. Now, if you go to my library, what you're going to see, in fact, let me go down to 50. What you're going to see is I got a bunch of business books. What I never show y'all, went too fast. What I never show y'all, if you keep going. So whenever I get tired of reading, what I do, I just go to the last pages. Whenever I get tired of reading, I read books. I know that's weird, but listen, look. James Patterson, crime novel. James Patterson, so all the Alex Cross, and then the Women's Murder Club. James Patterson, all this, you just gotta know who this is. Look, dead serious. All of this is page 6, page 5. It's not gonna get no better. It's just gonna keep being James Patterson. You just keep scrolling down, catch up with me. There you go. Keep scrolling down. James Patterson, James Patterson, James Patterson, James Patterson, James Patterson, James Patterson. It just keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. I love that stuff.
We know what we shouldn't get you for Christmas.
I love it. I absolutely love it because it's how I grew up. Now, is that a brew? Most certainly. But has that brew determined my preference for learning without me knowing it? Yes. Absolutely yes. And am I a protector by default? Where'd that come from? Was I born that way? Probably so. Has it been heightened by the protector and all the books I didn't read, I just overheard? Yeah. Certainly. So it's agency again. I wanted to bring this up on purpose. So just because something was a bad experience doesn't mean it has to be one. Because you know what I could do? I could absolutely hate audible learning. I could say I can't stand books, or I hate crime novels. That's all I had to listen to. Because let me tell you something. I hate pecans. You know why I hate pecans? Because homeless, that's what they was just all over the ground. I kept eating them. Now I don't want to eat them no more. Pecans, cereals, and sandwiches. I can't stand either one of them.
Oodles and noodles. Ate
So
them
anyway,
so much in foster caves to make sandwiches.
You understand now. Go ahead, Phil.
I'm going to switch channels a little bit.
Sure, I'm going to switch it too.
Okay. This is an interesting way to promote our business and our lifestyle and what we've got here. And Latrice, I'm going to call on you. Are you ready? Latrice, or I'll tell this. You there?
Okay,
you available? All right. Well, I'll tell the story if you want to check on.
I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here.
Oh, good. I'm going to call on you. Latrice was proactive enough to get in touch with me to go over her standout assessment. So I called her back. She was having her nails done. She didn't have it with her, so I said, well, let's do it then. And then we got into a conversation. She had the phone on a speakerphone, and while she was doing her nails, and at the end of the conversation, what did Angel say, Latrice? You take the rest of the story.
Hold on, Latrice. I'm mute your mic again. I had to mute you. There you go.
After the conversation she heard you and I having, she said that she wanted to join ATS. Just from that conversation.
There's a lesson. Just while she was doing her nails, she listened to our conversation, and because of that, she says, "I want to join." And what kind of conversation did you have afterward? Are you?
Well, it's her family night tonight, and they're doing everything for Christmas tonight. So she told me to call her back, and that she's ready to join with you, tomorrow. Not tomorrow, probably Saturday.
Yeah. So there's just one way, just where you're having conversations, you're helping people out. I was responding to her, she was responding to me. We got into a nice little talk. And because Angel was sitting there listening to us, she says, how can I get involved? So that's one way in which we can understand this is a business of attraction, not promotion.
Exactly.
Latrice, you got anything else to add to our conversation?
No, that's it. That was it.
By the way, Latrice, let's give Latrice a little prop. She's a home health nurse. So she's on the front lines of taking care of people. So we're blessed to have her part of the team.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. And a COVID survivor. We had COVID going on here in my house, and
you probably
me and my
got it from your
husband.
job.
Yeah, so we're exactly from the office. So we're at the end of it now, though.
Good stuff. Well, we are blessed to even hear your voice, and we are grateful. And look at you evangelizing while getting your toes done. Look at
I know.
Yeah, God is good. Evangelistic ministry, the pedicure ministry. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was a good change of pace, Phil. Good stuff. Tanya? Oh, okay. Good stuff. Thank y'all. Now I answered. Okay, Chiquita, check your questions. I answered it for you. Now let's pull another quote, and then this is where we will end. There are I'll read these. 5 ways we take on bruise: childhood indoctrination, authority figures. This is the most common when you're grown. The need to belong. I can't tell you. You just went through 4 years of that. You had to read between the lines to get what I just said. Social proof. And number 5, our internal insecurities. It is true. The need to belong, you just went through 4 years of that. There are a lot of people. Anywho. Now, let's go to number 1. I think I can.
For real? Is that what you're gonna do?
I don't want to.
You can't do it like that.
Well, Phil's change of pace was a good change of pace.
It was a good change. Oh, so that'd be something next year. Write that down, y'all. That's a next year thing. We got to break that down.
Yeah, the one I was getting ready to say was going to be bad.
We'll start next year.
All right, childhood indoctrination. It was coming out, Grace. I just needed 3 times. Once you read that, what I just put in the chat, Grace.
Okay. Childhood indoctrination. Most mammals emerge from the womb like glazed earthenware, emerging from a kiln. Yeah, I'm sorry. A kiln. Any attempt, my bad. Any attempt at remolding will only scratch or break them. Humans emerge from the womb like molten glass from a furnace. They can be spun, stretched, and shaped with a surprising degree of freedom. This is why today we can educate our children to become Christian or Buddhist, capitalist or socialist, warlike or peace-loving.
Or racist.
Or racist. Ever notice how often a child asks why? The typical parent's response to the steady barrage of why is usually something along the lines of, because I said so, because that's the way it is, because God wanted it this way, because dad says you need to do it. Statements like these cause children to get trapped in a thicket of rules they may not even realize are open to question. Those children grow up to become adults trapped by restrictions and rules that they have taken to be truth. My goodness.
Who did that just affect?
I need that. Can y'all send that to me?
Sure can.
Can you email me that? I need that. I need to read that every day.
Sure can.
Please.
Sure can.
And send it to some people in their Christmas card.
I know that's right. I don't know that's right.
Smile, Mary, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give this to him, definitely.
Yeah. Deanna, Grace, I will send it to you, all 5 of them at the same time. There you go. And then you can put it in your messenger right now, and then I'll just paste them in here. You can do it right now. And I'll paste them in here one by one. How many messages you got? Where are these people at?
Maybe 3 or 4 of them.
You do it after the class. Because you ain't going to pay attention. All right. I just assumed it was one and you can just muscle memory, but no. You got to think. Now, that's number 1. Don't even, that one's so cold, don't even need to be explained. No commentary needed. As a matter of fact, oh, hold on. Get ready, Chiquita. When I'm going to come to you, and I sure enough want you. Me and Chiquita been texting back or chatting back and forth. And in the right spot, I'm going to have her talk. Because she just added some value that is going to be so funny. It's going to blow y'all top off, too. Let me just tell you. Number 2, authority figures. Deanna, read that.
The men and women of our tribe whom we see as authority figures, usually people we depend on in some way, are powerful installers of rules. Certainly, that includes our parents, but also relatives, caregivers, teachers, clergy, and friends. Many may be wise people with our best interests in mind who want to impart rules that will serve us well in life, such as the golden rule about treating others as we would want to be treated. But because we give them authority, we're also vulnerable to those who pass down rules that they either seek to manipulate us with or that they genuinely believe themselves, however wrongly.
Mm, 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 mm. Let me keep going. Didn't even need to explain that one either. Oh, but this one. Mm, 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 mm. What she posted? You know she said, "Yep." She's shaking my damn head. All right, well, that was too long. Let me break this one down a little bit. Let's try now. Nope, still too long. So I'll break it down in 2. Grace,
While
read
you're,
number 3. Oh, go ahead.
While you're breaking that down, the History Channel is playing the Band of Brothers series on it. And if you've never seen, you don't have to stay for the whole series. If you just see one episode, you'll get an insight of what that generation did and sacrificed so that we can have the freedom we have today. It's absolutely amazing. And for those of you who've seen part of this series, you know what I'm saying. For those of you who hadn't, just watch it and see what they did so that we have the freedom that we have today. It's pretty incredible.
Amen. No, I haven't seen it, but I most certainly respect the sacrifice any troop, especially our troops, have made. So I'm all for that. Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers. Good stuff. Okay, good. Grace, read this.
The need to belong. We have a tendency to take on rules because we want to fit in. We're a tribal species, evolved to find security and kinship with each other in groups.
Get ready, Chiquita.
It was safer than going it alone. Thus, survival depended on being accepted within the tribe. But sometimes, in order to be part of a tribe, we take on the tribe's beliefs, irrational as those may be. So, in exchange for acceptance, we pay a price in individuality and independence.
Read the second part down.
Tim Urban, who runs the amazing blog waitbutwhy.com, calls this blind tribalism. Tim writes, humans also long for the comfort and safety of certainty, and nowhere is conviction more present than in the groupthink of blind tribalism. While a scientist's data-based opinions are only as strong as the evidence she has and inherently subject to change, tribal dogmatism, is an exercise in faith, and with no data to be beholden to, blind tribe members believe what they believe with certainty.
Yeah, dogma is just a system of beliefs that you got so much it becomes religion. That's
also a great movie.
It sure is. Chris Rock's in it. Yeah, it sure is. Sure is. Now, that number 3 is a doozy. Before I explain it, I may not need to. Chiquita, you got the floor.
So in the comments, I was jokingly asking about Boaz because in the Christian world, they teach you, wait on your Boaz, right? And so I like to study stuff out. to see what actually happened in the Hebraic version of these accounts. And so Boaz actually died the day after they got married. So it's literally like you're saying, okay, Lord, send me my Boaz. You want some old wrinkly up dude that the moment you marry him, he died the next day. And then, well, you get the wealth. So we got to be careful what
Tell
we
him
ask
my,
for.
tell him my, you show right. Tell him my response to you.
You said, hold on, I got to
I
find it.
started to cuss. I'll let you make it though.
You said Boaz was 80 years old and Ruth was 40 when they married. And although he died the day after the wedding, their union was blessed with a child, Obed, David's grandfather.
Now, for sure, that was the answer to the question. And then you said something else. What was my response after I jumped out of scholar mode?
Let me see. Was David a bastard? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
That
So
part?
then another one. It says it should
Oh,
say.
okay.
Yeah, there
So
you
women, so when women say they're waiting in their Boaz, oh no, that's what I sent to you.
go. No. Go ahead and say the question.
Oh, here you go.
Response. Say the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, so when women say they're waiting on their Boaz, they're saying they're waiting on to marry a rich dude who would die the next day and leave all his wealth. And then you said because they just believe in some incomplete sermon some dude gave.
Yo, Antonio. You know
it's
what?
The truth.
You be dropping mics on the text though. Like, how's she supposed to?
It's the truth. Nobody went back and read the text but Jaquita.
Come on.
Nobody went back and read it. It's the truth. It's the truth. They all said, wait on my Boaz. They got the cute thing and Joaz and Yoaz, right? All that stuff. They do all that stuff, right? Wait on my Boaz. He died the next day. She was 40, he was 80. And if you stay in that energy, you're going to mess off your whole life, find your salvation or your breakthrough, and lose it the next day. Lose it the next day.
Lord Jesus. I don't even want to call him. I'm going to just say, hey, Drake.
I'm going to just end the whole class right there.
My Lord.
4 and 5. 4 and 5. Deanna and Grace go send to you. It's I already told you what it is. They give you the explanations. 4 and 5 is that. Seriously. Now, Deanna
has
one
more.
Yes, go ahead. Yes,
okay,
yes.
so this about to really mess y'all up. So it's this from the biblical perspective, right? So it says in the beginning, the God created male and female, after his own image likeness. He formed them first. Well, he created them and then he formed them, right? In their image. And he called them Adam. So where did the name Eve come from?
So in Hebrew, Adam means Adam, but it first and foremost means mankind.
Right.
And it's pronounced Adamah. But yes.
Adamah.
So he called them mankind is that translation right there. But you sure got you a good, if you keep going, you're gonna force me to mess up your head like I messed up their head.
No. That's the keep going, girl.
I tell you what,
I'm telling you because when I started reading this thing, it messed me up.
Okay, I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I do. Let me make this announcement. I'm gonna stop the recording, and then I will answer the rest of y'all can go as soon as I stop the recording. Tomorrow there is your link for all the movies. You don't have to worry about having a Netflix account. We will stream it over Zoom and you'll be just fine. Okay. I've got 2 of the movies picked out so far. Those movies are, shoot, I can't remember no more. Yeah, you can put it in group right now. It's going to be on all day. I can't remember what those movies are. I just remember one of them is Aladdin, the new Aladdin with Will Smith. I don't remember the second one.
I love
it. Yes.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah. One of that one, and then, but it's kids. It goes from mystery. It's in a lot of bits of different. Oh, Bird Box. was the second one because it took Netflix over by storm.
But it didn't make no sense.
What?
It did.
It made plenty of sense. You gonna watch
All right,
it,
maybe
sir.
I just didn't like the ending. Maybe I just didn't like the ending.
Okay, well, you didn't like it. You want everybody to die. You just and some more. So we got some other cool stuff. But it'll be right there. You do not have to join, but in the spirit of staying together, and some folk may be lonely or whatever. There you go. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right? You'll be fine. It'll be in webinar mode, so you don't have to worry about your camera on. All right. See that? See, that was Deanna. Let's see. Chris like, see, because Deanna actually came up with that one. She came up with that one. Yeah, she came up with that one. So y'all don't have to worry about that. So all of you with kids, you can be in your pajamas with your ashy heels and your toes out. Look at Terry, like that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what happened over here.
Said that.
Yes. Grace
What
is like,
if I would have came on here with my onesie on?
look, Grace is like, I'm not even putting on a bra tomorrow. Shoot.
She put a bow tie on it, baby.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's that there. With that being said, you can now post that to your groups. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. And